Alright, hello everybody. So, this is gonna be the first video that I make on this channel, and I'm basically just gonna be talking about, my life, how I'm 17 years old, and I'm basically a KHHV, and for those of you that don't know, it basically means kissless, handholdless, hugless virgin. And it's kind of like a dumb label, I guess, to put on yourself, but it's just like, describing my situation. And I want to use this channel to, like, I guess, talk about like the BP and stuff like that. And because I mean, there's not like that many channels that do this kind of content anymore, where like, like, because I want to do like videos of like about my life, and I also want to make like, I don't know, like reactions or whatever, and just talking about like, the world and hypergamy and feminism and all this kind of stuff in general. But yeah, so basically, it's rough out there, man. Like, I genuinely do feel for everybody who's experiencing something like this, because part of the reason why I wanted to make this video and start a channel like this is because I see so many TikToks of like, women and feminists and just normies in general always talking about how, bro, like, dude, these inkwells, like, dude, they're evil, bro, and that they think that like the whole world owes them something, and they're all like misogynistic, bro, and they hate women, and bro, like, and then it's like, then they have like some of them have like a nicer approach, but it's also like super like condescending and disrespectful, where they're like, oh dude, it's not your fault that women don't like you, man. I mean, people just have their own preferences, man. I mean, if you love yourself and you get a hobby and you just shower, bro, and you're just confident, bro, then like love, you'll eventually find love. And it's like there's these two sides of like the spectrum, and it's like, which one's worse? Because, one of them, they're just lying to you and giving you blue pill cope. And the other one is like sort of scratching the surface of how they feel and, how much they hate you. But anyway, so there's like a bunch of these like TikToks, and, people purport, KHHV, like subpar looking, unattractive men as like, hateful and stuff like that. And, well, first of all, I'm just gonna say this. Okay, I'm not even gonna cope. Like, we have every right to be hateful, but most of us aren't. Like, I'm just gonna put it straight. And when you go on like forums and stuff like that, you'll see that, like, for example, .org, like, obviously it's infested with like normies nowadays, but it's mostly just like teenagers trying to improve their looks, like a lot of the other forums, like .is, and I don't want to like mention the I word, the famous buzzword on this channel, because I don't know if YouTube might take this video down just because of that. But like, you get what I mean. And it's just most of the time men who are like, hopeless, and like they're just like venting out their feelings, and like they just want like usually they want a partner. But most of the time it's just like, because people think there's like such a common misconception about like the BPN being a KHHV. And this, like, I can relate to this. Like, this ties into myself as well. People think that, when you're a KHHV, it's like, all you're just like super like lustful and you're looking like a partner or anything like that. But bro, like, I can speak for myself and like most people. The genuine case here is that, bro, like, people just want like a social life and social connections, and they can't get that because of their looks. And yeah, I mean, that's just like really, really fucking brutal, man. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. And it's like, when you're just cut out from that, like when you do not reach these milestones, because I've not reached any of those milestones, man. And like the milestones I'm talking about is like, as I already said, like getting a first kiss, or like going to a party, or like drinking for the first time, or like having a sleepover. Never done any of those things in my entire life. And I used to cope about it a lot, like, why is my life like this, man? Like, why does my life suck so much? Like, why am I, um, basically exiled, and why am I, not accepted into any of these social circles. But now I realize, obviously it's, I mean, I found out about lookism and stuff like that. And it really is a brutal truth, but back then, I used to cope. And I'll make a video about this, like, the types of copes that I used to do, and like the types of copes that people, like the usual ones, like before they, finally realize the truth. Or some people just don't. I mean, some people are just like meant to be blue pilled, and to, like, I guess, they can either beta bucks and like find a wife that doesn't love them at all, like she'll have like 30 bodies, but she'll have to retire and find some oofy doofy guy that like really loves her. Some chud, like some risless chud, who like has like Star Wars posters in his bedroom and stuff. But like, yeah, he has like above average income, so like she's gonna settle down for that guy. But yeah, so some people like don't realize the BP. Some people will just like never come to this conclusion. And there's like a bunch of speculation on like whether it's like environmental or it's like has to do with IQ, but honestly, I think it's like a bit of both. Because like when you're never exposed to it, and when you just like don't have like the ability to recognize patterns, which is like like if you don't have that ability, that's like sub 70 IQ pretty much. Um, so yeah, I mean that's that. But yeah, I mean I used to cope about my life being like this like quite a lot. And in other videos, I'm gonna like get into more details about like stories and like stuff that like really BP'd me. But bro, like it's honestly brutal, man. And like every day is like a wreck, bro. Like it really is hard to like get through this life. Like I'm not even going to lie, man. Like you can try and cope like as much as you want, but like, dude, and I just can't believe that like this is the reality. And you know that like 4chan post like about self-improvement, like self-improvement for normies is genuinely the biggest, where there's this like American football Chad, like NFL Chad, kissing like a Stacy cheerleader. Bro, like that is so true about like and I'm not talking about self-improvement like I don't know, bro, like brushing your teeth, taking care of yourself, going to the gym. I'm talking about like the full package, bro, just like trying to cope and get out of this like KHHV situation, dude, like doing anything in your power, like learning like Riz and stuff like that. When you're like a good looking Chad, like that stuff will literally just come naturally, dude. Like people will seek out, like they will seek towards you, man. And like even when you're a Chad, like because I know like a bunch of Chads who like try with girls, and dude, like these guys try, and it like the girl like responds to them. The girl is like active, like actively pursuing them. Whereas, when it comes to people like me, it's just brutal, honestly. Like girls try and avoid eye contact. They always like, just try their best to avoid me, dude. Whenever I like, catch a glimpse of them, like look them in the eyes, just for like a second. Because, dude, like usually, like, bro, this stuff has like changed me so much. Like nowadays, I literally, like, bro, when I go outside, like, and I'm like on a walk, let's say, for example, bro, I literally just look at the floor, look at buildings. But when I catch like a glimpse with a girl, bro, like I immediately look away, and like, bro, I can just see like the disgusting glare. Like you, like, why is this guy even looking at me for 1 nanosecond? And yeah, I mean, it's really brutal, man. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I mean, this is my life as a 17-year-old KHHV. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro. There's not much you can do about it. But I just wanted like I guess like a place to, talk about these issues, and how the BP, because bro, there's so much stuff that you can talk about like when it comes to the BP, because it is like the truth of our reality, man. And this is like the one last thing that I'll say. People really don't understand like what it means to be, BP. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not like BP myself. I'm not black pilled myself. Um, because people have lost that meaning like due to TikTok and like it being conflated with everything. because like it went mainstream in like 2023. Like it went mainstream like right around the time that like I got black pilled. Like I got black pilled, um, and like I figured out like, oh yeah, like this is why girls say that I look like a rapist, or this is why girls try and avoid me all the time and give me like weird glances and stuff, weird glares and stuff like that, and hate me. Oh yeah, like this makes sense. And then like 2 months after that realization, it went mainstream. And BP literally just means that it's over. So if you're like a looks max kind of guy, I mean, yeah, like they call it BP edits and whatever, but it has nothing to do with the BP. BP literally means that it's over. It's genetic determinism. It means that, like your genetics predetermine your life and like this is how it's gonna be. Um, but like, by definition, I cannot be that because like I still like looks max and whatever. Um, but yeah, like dude, a true like BP guy would be like some guy sitting in his basement, like doing nothing, doesn't even go outside because that's like a guy who's given up on life. But I feel like if you still like, cause bro, like I still like go outside, and like I'm planning to give up on it, but I haven't like fully given up on it. So like I can't call myself um truly BP, I guess, if that makes sense.